Ever since the internet was created, it's been organized around basic principles of openness, fairness, and freedom. There are no gatekeepers deciding which sites you get to access. There are no toll roads on the information superhighway. This set of principles, the idea of net neutrality, has unleashed the power of the internet and given innovators the chance to thrive. Abandoning these principles would threaten to end the internet as we know it.
Earlier today, in a statement urging the FCC to implement some net neutrality rules for internet providers. And after that statement, service providers like Comcast were sliding on Wall Street as investors predict lower profits, in fact, are in the cards. So to explain why it is such a big deal for Comcast and the consumers, I want to bring in Roger Cheng, executive editor at CNET News. Roger, thanks for being with us.
Sure.
So first, get us up to speed. Net neutrality, explain it if you could.
Net neutrality is a broad framework under sort of one underlying principle that there's a level playing field on the internet. Basically, no matter if you're a large company, you're a small company, you're paying the same rate for that traffic and speed, and you're connecting your customers at the same speed. So it's the idea that all traffic is open and fairly and treated equally.
So when you're an internet service provider like Comcast, then what does it do to your business model?
Well, that's where the debate's going on. I mean, there's talk about the introduction of, fast lanes or pay for prioritization, and that's sort of the area that companies like Comcast and Verizon want to get in. The FCC, now President Obama is sort of putting sort of a stake in the ground. President Obama in particular, basically saying that that this is not a principle. This idea of a fast lane shouldn't be around, should not be even entertained.
Because essentially, if you're putting a fast lane out there, that means that someone who can pay a premium, they will be getting faster access?
It means that a larger company can pay to ensure that their traffic gets prioritization. So like if you're YouTube, you can pay a premium to make sure your video is streamed faster than a competing web service.
Okay, so where is the FCC chairman Wheeler leaning on all of this?
So he's remained fairly neutral. The FCC hasn't come out with any official guidelines yet, and they're still working on it. And we're hearing that we may not even get guidelines this year, it may get pushed back to next year. He saw the statement from President Obama and basically said all options are on the table right now.
And in fact, there is quite a bit of protest, quite a bit of reaction to this. And in fact, there's been some protests by popular resistance at the chairman's door.
Yep.
Because of this.
Yeah, those protesters were asking in particular for what's known as Title II regulation, or basically treating these ISPs as utilities. Basically, Title II was a regulation put in to govern how phone service works, and broadband has always escaped that regulation because it's considered more of an information service. So what these protesters are asking for, what President Obama was asking for, is to put broadband under that Title II regulation.
So what exactly then would it mean for internet service providers like and mobile operators?
Basically means they're restricted in how much they can charge, and that's the big thing, how much they can charge, and their business models are kind of under a restriction. And the argument from the ISPs has been that under these onerous kinds of regulations, that they won't be able to invest in their networks, they won't be able to innovate on new services, and they'll actually be stifling the growth of the internet.
We'll have to wait and see then how it's all going to play out. Roger Cheng from CNET News. Roger, thanks so much. Appreciate it. You've been watching Story Stock. Stay with abcnews.com for your latest headlines. I'm Dan Kleffler in New York.